Hey, this is Saul Roth, and the response to my last video where I talked about collaborative filmmaking and did the calls to action to build a team has been awesome. I've gotten a whole bunch of messages on Facebook. I've talked to a bunch of artists already. I've had a couple phone calls, video chats, and I've been very busy going through everything to organize the team while still working, of course. And today I did some really fun stuff like writing legal contracts, which is the worst part of all this, but got to do it. Got to make sure the structure is all legit and everyone's agreement and everything we're going to do is all written down correctly. So I started some of that work today. And in one of the phone calls, another interesting thing, I know my mind's jumping all over the place, but it's late and I'm tired, but I needed to at least post something to let you know what's going on. Because like I said, you're in this journey with me and you're going to see this entire process from idea to building the team, to making the content, to releasing it, to celebrating. And also writing those legal contracts. I'm actually going to go over those with you. I won't read them all. That'd be freaking boring as heck. The relationship between the parties herein referred to as the work. It's literally like that. And no, I'm not a lawyer. But an entertainment lawyer is like $500 an hour. So I will do my best to interpret these documents and write my own. And then maybe at some point we'll have them reviewed by a real lawyer. But what I've found in my experience working with writing legal contracts and stuff, as long as you're extremely clear, you keep everything organized, and you write it out as specific as possible, and you put in there's like a couple gotchas that you have to have in there, which is like, this contract is governed by the laws of the United States and this laws of the USA and the state of California. You have to put like where it's governed by. That's very important. And then you have to put like, if any sections of this contract are deemed unenforceable, the rest of the contract still holds, right? So it says like, if you mess up somewhere and say something that isn't legal or doesn't hold, the rest of it isn't canceled. Then you have to have terms if someone disagrees, right? So terms of dissolution or whatever. The disputes will try to be handled informally. If not, you can submit to binding arbitration. So you can do stuff to avoid lawsuits. So you have some options when it comes to what to avoid. Anyways, there's like a list of these, and I've like the best way to get these gotchas is to look at other contracts that people have posted online that are similar, and they'll have those in there, and you can just take them. So I did some of that. I'm going to put this form online. So if you're interested in collaborative filmmaking or collaborative work, you can also take the contracts I wrote. Maybe you can add on to them or improve them. And if you're a lawyer, please hit me up. I'd love to get your opinion or advice. Just please don't charge me $500 an hour. I'm not rich yet. So outside of legal contracts, one of the phone consultations I had today was talking about the future of distribution in the varied media landscape, and I was told something interesting. I'm going to talk more about that conversation in a different blog entry, but I was told something interesting, and that was to not make features. I'm like, what? I want to make a feature film. I like movies. But instead to focus on episodic content because it's easier to monetize in the current distribution landscape. So the streaming networks really want bingeable content. I'm like, oh, that's nice. I still want to make my feature. So we're going to make a few feature films anyways, but I am thinking more about episodic content. That's kind of why Netflix and some of those other ones really promote their series. So I'll think about that somewhat. The reason why I'm not ultra excited about it yet is these are very minimalist. Think like a minimalist horror movie or a minimalist thriller. There's not going to be very many actors, not very many locations, so we can kick ass and get distribution and work together without killing ourselves and make something beautiful within those creative limitations. But if it doesn't lend itself as well to like long episodic content, right? You're going to get sick of that premise or what's there. There's only so much you can do with the extreme minimalism. But it is interesting, and I will think about it. Which is interesting too. Interesting. Everything's so interesting. Is I was talking to the marketing group, Community Outreach for Rizzle. It's an app that's like TikTok with video. And they have a call for pilots. And they're creating these giant bingeable short episodes. So 32 one-minute episodes. Whoa. And they're looking for three 1-minute episodes for a pilot or whatever. Anyways, they have a call to action to a pilot. It's not related to what I'm doing, but I just wanted to give I wanted to reference the call for bingeable episodic content across media devices and platforms. So that's even in short form content. So Seems to be a trend. I think that advice is probably okay. I just want to. I'm interested in making some feature films and using minimalism in the correct way. And I think if we go to a series with minimalism, it might get really boring. But maybe I'm wrong. I'll think about that. What do you think? Leave it in the comments. Like this video and subscribe. We're on this filmmaking journey together. I'm going to talk a lot more, but I'm going to put that in video number 2. Again, like this video and subscribe. This is Saul Roth. We're making original movies with people from all over the world, actually. But the main team for the production team will be here because you have to shoot in person. But we're making films together. We're going to have some fun. Going to explore our creative side. We're going to get it done in the modern landscape. Get distribution. But basically, we're going to make some cool stuff. If you'd like to join us, leave a comment and like this video. I was talking about exploitation in filmmaking, specifically about how I thought collaborative agreements where people work together make something cool was awesome. And in what terms was it definitely not exploitation, and when it was something that would be interesting and have good intentions and people can work together to make something they wouldn't normally be able to do. That's the ultimate goal of a collaborative filmmaking team, is for people to work together to make cool stuff. Help each other. Yay. Anyways, that video's doing not super well view-wise, but most people watched all of it. And I posted it on Stage 32, and I got a whole bunch of comments. Some good, some bad, some people saying, oh, that's fine for a student film. Okay, well, thank you for your judgment. No, it's fine for any film that people can get together and want to work on. And hobbyists, amateurs, and professionals can all work together for something cool if they agree and can match each other's vision, right? They got to share each other's vision. Match each other's vision, share each other's vision. So if you can get a bunch of people around a passionate project that can share each other's visions and they have the time or the want to do it, they will. It has nothing to do with the quality. I think that's kind of a shitty comment to say. That's fine for a student or amateur production. Well, that's nice for you to say. How about we collaboratively make something that's fucking awesome? Anyways, I don't think they actually meant it to be so harsh, but got us big back and forth. Eventually, the Stage 32 community manager jumped in, and her name happened to be Karen, and she's white. I was like, wow. Imagine if she goes somewhere and has to talk to the manager. I mean, does she just like hide? Like, excuse me, I need to talk to the manager. What's your name? My name's Karen. Oh, one of those. No, it's legit. They actually brought the wrong food. Anyways, that's a bit of a rant, but I thought that was kind of funny. What if you're a white chick named Karen and you have a legitimate beef to talk with the manager? Got to get through all that new stereotype. Anyways, lots going on. So I'm posting the video the contracts for collaborative filmmaking and helping other people that want to do it. I've responded a bunch in that post that got popular in Stage 32, and I'm doing it anyways. So follow the journey. This is Saul Roth. Like this video and subscribe. I do need to go over some of the cool updates I made in that post in video form. One of the more interesting things I talked about is the minimalist movies that inspired me, and I think can be done extremely well without a budget in a collaborative team. My points on why I stress so much that I would do the same for you when I ask people to collaborate. The idea of that was to show that you have good intentions. Nobody wants to help someone or collaborate with someone who just wants to use them to profit off their work, which is not what I'm trying to do. Anyways, this is Saul Roth. Like this video and subscribe.